Look at my makeup though, it looks so good. What's up party people, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a compilation of the best new drugstore makeup that I've tried recently. I try a lot of new stuff. I do a lot of testing videos like first impression style, exclusive review videos and stuff. So I probably have talked about some of these in separate videos. And so many products I try are just mediocre. They're average, they're fine, but they're not great. They're not wow factor. These, in my opinion, are the cream of the crop. These are the ones that have made a lasting impression on me, like they've actually become, you know, current favorite status. I've got a list of 6 products here. Let's get into it. So mascara's been one of those situations where I've not really been impressed with a whole lot of new mascaras recently, but I have been impressed with the L'Oreal Panorama mascara. It has this really nice cone-shaped wand where it's fatter towards the base, and it kind of puts me in mind of Benefit Bad Gal Bang, but it's not as flexible. Like there's not as much give to it. There is some, but it's a little more firm and stable, which I personally like. And this can give you really big, bold, dramatic lashes. Like if you're someone like me that likes a lot of volume, a lot of length, that really stand out lash effect, this can do it. Now, I have a hard time with a lot of L'Oreal mascaras. For some reason, a lot of them flake, smear, smudge, like they give me wear issues. I don't know if there's just a similar ingredient in all the formulas, but this one actually doesn't do that. This one does wear really well on me. Look at that effect. That's only one coat, and it's so full and fluffy. It almost looks like a very natural strip lash. I'm gonna go into a second coat now, and it's also not too dry of a formula, but it's also not too wet. Like it's one of those that does build on itself really well, and it's not even messy either. It's not one that kicks back onto my eyelid and gets transfer everywhere. It's actually a very clean applying mascara. So here's one coat, here's 2. You can definitely see a difference whenever you build it. So yeah, you can definitely wear it more toned down and natural, or really build it up and make it super obvious and noticeable. So yeah, I love it. So for foundation, I have an entire review video where I did a wear test. I'm gonna put it up here. But this is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint. It has 5% niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, peony extract. It has the now typical medicine dropper packaging, which very messy. I like it when it comes to mixing it into other foundations because you can just do a little plop here, a little plop there. But here's the shade Fair Neutral. Here's the consistency. So it's not too runny. There is some drip to it, but it's not one that is so thin and watery that it looks translucent. So what I like to do with these, and pretty much every foundation lately, I've really just been enjoying laying it down completely and then blending it out. It not only gives you better coverage, but I just feel like you waste less product. It really is one of the better skin tints at the drugstore, in my opinion. Now, it's not something that I'm gonna gravitate towards if I have a lot of acne, my skin's really active, I got a lot to cover up. You can get pretty decent medium coverage out of it and build it, but I'm just not really using skin tints when I have a lot of acne to cover. It does give you some glow and luminosity, but it's not an oily, shiny looking finish, you know? It just looks like a really pretty natural satin radiant finish. And the wear on it is surprisingly good. Now, I can't attest to how it's gonna wear in the summertime. It's only April, so we shall see the verdict's out on that, but this is one that I can trust to wear and look good from the time I put it on until the time that I take it off. Never gets cakey, never starts patching up, never gets thick, heavy looking, heavy feeling. It really never goes downhill for me. I mean, I didn't really have a lot to cover up today, but I did have a little person right here, but I would consider this to be a good solid medium coverage. A quick little tip when it comes to skin tints, any kind of watery foundation, light coverage, let that first layer dry down and solidify and then go in and build it up. You'll get such better coverage without having to cake it on. I've got to wait a few minutes, so I'll go ahead and show you my concealer too. I'm not going to include it in the video, but I'll give you a little, I don't know, just a little preview of what I'm trying behind the scenes. So I just did a full phase of MCO Beauty video. I'm gonna put it up here. And I told you guys that I went back and bought some more stuff and there was gonna be a part 2. So I'm currently testing out the concealer from the line. This is the Brighten and Perfect Cream Concealer. I got the shade Light 2.5, which is actually the perfect shade for my under eyes. I haven't tried the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, but for some reason, just based off of what I know about that one, I feel like that's what this one's trying to do. I've really been enjoying this so far. It's a really nice coverage. It builds up really well. It blends out seamlessly and it stays put all day long. And look at that. Full coverage. So I feel like I could talk all day about new cream and liquid bronzers from the drugstore that are killing it. I feel like the makeup companies have really been knocking them out left and right. This is one that I haven't talked about yet, but I have been trying it behind the scenes and I and thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm very surprised by that. This is the Morphe 2 Sun and Done Smooth Gliding Bronzer Stick. I have it in the shade Sand Beach. It just comes in a little round chubby stick like this, and what I love about it is that it's a really nice, not too warm, almost neutral kind of bronzer. So if you're someone like me, that warm tone, like super orangey warm tone bronzers just don't mesh with your skin tone, this is so nice. It's super creamy. It's very, very blendable. I have no issues whatsoever, and it really does last. It's actually a very long wearing formula. And I'm not someone that even likes to support Morphe. I went through a Morphe boycott completely for a good several years. Since they got bought out, I feel like they've done, I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit of an improvement. Blush is another one that I feel like the brands have been doing very, very well lately. And I could honestly talk about several, but these are standouts to me. These are the Juvia's Place blush lighters. So they're kind of a mixture of blush and highlighter. And these are so pretty. I got 2 shades. They both look very similar. You probably don't need both. You get a lot of product in here. I don't feel like you would use this up even if you used it every single day. There is so much in here, and it's so opaque, so pigmented, you don't need much at all. So this one is Rosy Posy Glow. This is the first one that I got, and then I went back when they went on sale and got the Soft Tulip Glow too, which this one is, it's a little more peachy, a little more orange. It gives you such a beautiful, radiant glow to your cheeks. It does the work of 2 products. It is outstandingly beautiful. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it has such a pretty gold shimmer throughout the formula that really just gives it a nice warmth. Same thing with Soft Tulip Glow. It's just a little more peachy, but it still has that really nice gold shimmer throughout the formula. So yeah, Soft Tulip Glow and Rosy Posy Glow, they're very similar. I don't need both of these. I'm going to go in with my concealer brush from earlier and just kind of fuse the concealer area into the bronzer. That's better. I'm going to go into Rosy Posy Glow on my right side. So I'm just going to work it into this brush. This is a clean brush. And just start it back here. Yeah, look at that. It pretty much blends itself out. That took 3 seconds. And both of these shades are the type that I feel like could work for every skin tone, whether you're light, dark. It really is very universal. And on the other side, just so we can show as much as possible, I'm going to go into Soft Tulip Glow. Whew, these are so pretty. Just start it right back here. Seriously, this is just summer glow in a bottle. Once again, go back into my concealer brush and just kind of blending it and fusing it into my blush. Look at that, the glow, but it's not a chunky glow. Like the shimmer doesn't look chunky. It's not emphasizing of texture, peach fuzz, nothing like that. It is such a good formula. 18 bucks is a little pricey for the drugstore, but it's worth it. And that's coming from a cheapskate, okay? I don't like to spend a lot of money on makeup. For highlighter, not that I'm needing highlighter at this point because I am looking radiant. I have a powder highlighter, which I haven't had a powder highlighter favorite in a hot minute. This is the Makeup Revolution Beam Bright Baked Highlighter. I have 2 shades. This is the one that I initially got, and I went back and got another shade, but this is the shade Pink Seduction. I've really been more into a pinky tone highlighter, not one that is icy, but one that just kind of looks like my blush is super extra glowy. It looks kind of lackluster in my opinion. I mean, whenever I move it around, it definitely looks better. But whenever I first cracked this baby open, it looked kind of dry. It was almost like you had to get past that top surface layer. It still looked good on the skin. It just didn't swatch very well. It gives such a pretty glow, but it looks natural and it doesn't look like it's sitting in a stripe up there on the top of your cheekbone. And like once you apply setting spray and stuff, it looks like a cream. So I went back and got this one in the shade Diamond Glow. And I've only used it one time, so I'm really not that familiar with it. So we'll put it on the other side just to see. This one might not be for my skin tone, but I mean, they're pretty. Maybe mixing them could be an opportunity. I'm just going to dust off the excess from that brush and use the same one. And again, I haven't really used this one a whole lot, just once or twice. So I'm still in the testing phases of this one. On camera, that looks ravishing. But in person, it's a little white. Let me just kind of buff it in and really work it in circular motions into my skin and try to blend it into the blush. I can make it work. Let me mix in Pink Seduction on top just to kind of dull it down a little bit. Ooh. Oh, that is the combination I need. I need a mixture in, you know, a singular mixture of these 2 shades together. That is banging. I feel like every makeup brand right now is coming out with their version of the Tarte Maracuja lips. So I recently tried NYX's version. This is the Fat Oil Slip Click. It's got a very weird name and it's kind of jumbled up on the packaging, but this is called a shiny lip balm. I got the shade Going Viral, and I've got 2 more in the mail right now coming in the next day or 2. This is surprisingly good. Now I will say I don't like this click pen packaging. I think this thing is just so overrated. Like if you're sitting in a restaurant or you're in the movie theater and you want to touch up your lips, it's just like, and also you can't roll it back down if you click up too much, or if your toddler, baby, whoever gets a hold of it and starts going wild with it. But look at this color, okay? This is the most wearable color. It is so pigmented, okay? So I'm not even gonna apply it all across my top lip. I'm just gonna take my finger and spread out what I applied in the middle. Also kind of disperse it down here too, because it does look kind of heavy when you first apply it, so I do feel like it needs a little bit of editing with your fingers. But look at this. It is the juiciest, glossiest, balmy lipstick. It really does feel like a lip balm. It's super nourishing and moisturizing and very, very comfortable. Coming from someone that has severely, chronically, probably medically dehydrated lips, this feels so good. It's one of those lip colors and products that I feel like I don't need to rely on a lip liner with. Like there's a lot of these products I feel like need a lip liner for some boundary, and it just doesn't look right without it. But this, I'll just slap this on, throw it on in the car, and it just looks so good. It's also pretty dang long wearing. Considering it's not a lip stain, it wears very well. It's not gonna wear through eating and drinking and stuff like that. You will have to reapply it. Now, I will say, again, because I haven't tested these in the summertime, I am worried about this formula being one that is a disaster in the summer heat. I'm afraid to pack this with me, pretty much. Like, I'm afraid to put this in my purse or leave it in my car. Like, I'm afraid this is gonna be melting all over the place and just not holding up very well in the heat. I could be wrong. Hopefully I am. In the comments below, I want to know what are some of your favorite, most recent finds, so drop that down there. If you enjoyed the style of this video, then make sure you give this a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.